All right. Yeah, I'm going to get started a little early, give some people a little bit of time to get in. Going to talk about a lot of stuff tonight. It's going to be an interesting show. Interesting. Hopefully, enough people see it and get an understanding about what's actually going on. Just got to look and see here if everything's going through all right or not. Doesn't look like it's switched over yet. Yeah, that's why. All right. All right. I am not seeing. I don't even know if I'm connected. I think I'm connected. It shows that I'm connected. So anyway, um, I'm not looking at like the other screen. I don't want to load everything up here and put a lot of pressure on my computer. I'm only doing it on one computer now. Looks like the chat part is working. So, all right, let's begin. So, lots and lots and lots of things going on X tonight. And the things that I want to particularly talk about are, uh, and really the only thing I want to talk about tonight, just for this stream, however long it goes. I don't know how long it'll take to go through everything, but there's been a lot of things going on the past week or so with supposedly a lot of MAGA people jumping ship, and I've been kind of keeping my mouth shut. For the most part, there's been a few people that have been pretty obvious that I had to make comments to, but the sad part is you got all these influencers that have lots of followers, lots of people watching them, and they don't understand um, what kind of damage they're doing by putting misinformation out there. I don't even know if you can call it misinformation, disinformation, or I'm not sure. But basically, what's happening is we have information come out. First it started with the Epstein stuff. I wasn't going to mention anything about it, but it's all connected. Um, how they're all of a sudden this stuff came out and they're pushing like, oh, you got to release it, you got to release it, and then aren't they aren't putting out or answering the way that they like it. And I'm talking about the big influencers out there. And I'm going to kind of try to stay reserved tonight a little bit and not mention names. Maybe I will. I don't know. But these big influencers out there, and I'm talking, you know who you are. You've got like thousands of followers, and you've got the um, all the donation stuff coming in every time you say something that people like, you get donations, but then after you're getting all this and then you wrap people up in this and then you start putting out a bunch of dumb stuff like telling Trump or Tulsi or Bondi or Bongino or Cash that they need to make arrests. The stuff's out, you have to make arrests. Well, it doesn't work that way, people. Um, we have been under this umbrella, and it's funny that I say the word umbrella because I kind of think of Resident Evil and Raccoon City, and it's all under an umbrella. It's all evil. But this has been going on for decades, and people have to understand that this isn't going to be corrected in a week or a week and a half. what people have to understand is that they might see what's going on and they think they know what's going on, but there's a lot of people out there that don't. There's still a lot of people out there that love Barack Obama that think he's like this super dude. Okay, they don't really know who he really is and what he's really done. The same goes for and I think the only people that are out there loving Joe Biden are just the plain stupid idiots that I think they probably smoked too much crack and killed 90% of their brain cells. That's the people that like Joe Biden. But there's still people out there that love Hillary Clinton that think she was the best thing since peanut butter and jelly. Um, but what we're going to go over, and there's a lot of people. They're not huge influencers. If anything, they might have a following, like on X or on True Social. But to be honest, most of us, I rarely ever go on True Social because to me, that is an echo chamber. Okay, I take it out to the battleground, which is still Twitter/X. And ever since the whole facade, if that's what it really is, between Trump and Elon, things have really picked up, and we're seeing a lot of the people that we thought were good people, that people that you could trust to get good information from, that they just jump ship. So I just want to give a quick shout out. We got William Sharp out there. Hi E. Hey William, how you doing? Patriot Roy D. That's my bud, my my moderator. So we got some people coming in. But what we got to talk about is why I'm calling for people to be patient. Okay. Um, Once people get the gist of how deep this is, how wide this goes, what's going on here, and just sit back, relax, soak it in, and don't let your cognitive dissonance get to you. As much as you want to, um, just sit back and look at what's going on. Try to use a little bit of I don't know what the good word. Just look at it, let it soak in, and start putting the pieces together. Oh, Wolvie, man, I haven't seen you in like forever. Good to see you, man. We gotta talk. Hit me up after the show. I gotta get a hold of you. um, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna flop over to my other screen here, and I just gotta make sure I've got my. Yeah, I'm gonna go over to X. All right. So let me pop over there. I'm gonna jump off screen. We're gonna go over to my X account. Okay, and I had a whole bunch of stuff saved up, and then I ended up like, as I always do, get other things going, and then I close the screen and I closed all my bookmarks. But it's pretty easy. I'll get through them all. They're all under my profile. So Derek Johnson, Rattle Trap. This guy right here, he's 100% solid. He is that I know of that are actually out there reading executive orders, um, the United States Code of Military Justice, laws and orders. Where we talk about the EOs, that's what we're talking about, executive orders. And we're talking about laws and orders and how it also fits in with the military. So, what I want to point out here is that Derek is saying the same thing that I'm saying for the last few days. Like, where's Obama? Okay, the closest that I've seen of Obama was him and Michael, and Michael's twin brother on on their little podcast that they do. And to be honest with you, as I was watching it, to me it almost looked like it was AI or something. I don't even know if that was all real or not. I mean, it's kind. I don't know. But that aside, the thing that they were talking about that disturbed me the most was how young men or boys should have a gay mentor. I guess if you want a gay mentor, go to the Catholic Church, become friends with your pastor. Not gonna say all of them, but it seems like that's the thing. And I'm saying that because I was raised Catholic and I saw what was going on and I left. I bugged out. So this is what they're talking about. Okay, and it's not just Derek. There's more. Um, right here. Let's see. We're gonna go back over some of these, but there's a lot of them that are coming out here. Clandestine. Where's Obama? Where's the left-wing media? Where are the Democrats? We've got the DNI referring docs to the DOJ for criminal referral about Obama orchestrating a treasonous conspiracy. Shouldn't they be saying something? Shouldn't they all be denying this? It's been crickets, and it has been. um, so there's more. Julie Donuts, Obama, Clinton's, Biden, Bush. Okay, and these aren't all people that I follow. These are just people that I'm seeing this stuff and I'm reposting. But I repost it so that I can put it in mine so I can refer back to them quickly. If I repost and I like, it means that I agree with what they say. Like you see, reposted, liked. Sometimes I forget to like it, but I'll let you know. Alpha Warrior. Again, grifters, pretenders are quitting MAGA. It's some bold stand holding their little goldfish of betrayal, screaming, "Who's coming with me?" So again, this is all in reference to the Epstein stuff. But again, like I said, it's all connected. And I think the whole Epstein thing was the thing that lit the fire to get the pot boiling. So all the rats would all of a sudden get smoked out. And that's what's happening. We're going to go over this one here in a little bit. We're going to read through this. Brian Cates reposted this from somebody. I forget the name. But um, this kind of goes to say what there's been a lot of us that have been in the trenches for many, many years. And Wovey, he's one of them. He was in there way back from day one with me. So Wovey and I go way back, way back. So we were bringing this stuff out with IRL media back when we were all still like in Rudy land on Discord. We were sussing all this stuff out, and we knew about all this stuff back in 2018, 2019, 2017 on some of it. We knew about all this. We were talking about Epstein. We were talking about Rachel Chandler, what Ray Chandler, Rachel Handler, child handler. We were talking about all that stuff a long time ago. And it's funny that some of these people are just coming out now, but there's some of us that have been in the trenches even before some of this stuff, even before Trump came down the escalator. Okay? So these are just people. This is another thing, okay? I still do not trust this guy, and I don't follow him. Um, there's some other people that are listed up there that I don't follow anymore because a lot of times it's not what people say, it's their actions and what they do. Okay? And as we were coming up, those of us in the trenches, we lived and learned. We find out who the not so trustworthy people are in our midst, and we don't follow them anymore. And it all, even Q said, and I'm not big on the Q stuff. I used to be, but it's like now I if I just need a refresher, I might go back and look at stuff. But it's just some of the main things that I remember, and it's like number one is be careful who you follow. This here is something else that's coming out, and the reason that I talk about this is because another one that was in the trenches with us, actually a couple of them, and then some of them were even before our time. We're talking about some things. Sending it on Jen 777. And then there was I'm trying to remember the other guy's name. I think he was from Wisconsin. I'm not sure, but he was another one that was on Vote. He and Jenny both ended up dead because of what they knew and sharing their information with people that they thought they could trust. Okay, but this place right here is huge. Okay, that is like the hub of where all of the evil stuff that's going on in our country right now, it's all conceived right here in this city. Okay, I call this Raccoon City, and there's a reason. Okay, so some of these just go deep into that, but so many people out there that are asking, where are these people? Where's Obama? Where's Hillary? These people, you'd think that after being accused of treason, they'd be out there trying to defend themselves. The only one that I saw was Brennan a few days ago, but even he's been real quiet. Um, we know, because it was put in the Q post some time back, that Barack Obama had hired an attorney, so he probably knew this was coming. But I want to lay some stuff on you guys, okay? So we knew about all this stuff a long time ago, and they talked about like the first arrest is supposed to like shock the world, okay? Well, I'm going to be one of the first ones to come out and say this. I haven't heard anybody else say it yet, but I think I'm going to switch back over. I think that um, the arrests have already been made. I think all these people have already been arrested. They're either at Gitmo or they're in Greenland or any one of these other bases. It could be at Diego Garcia. It could be, there's a lot of holding places where a lot of these people could be. And then, as we know, some of them have already been um, unalived. Okay, John McCain, for example. So, um, I think the reason that it hasn't come out that these people haven't been arrested yet, I think they have been already, okay? But the reason that it's not coming out and saying that they're being arrested now, we're going to see film of them. There's going to be people that were there taking video of this going down and these people being arrested. Um, they won't have a time and date stamp on it, or if it does, I don't know if it's going to show that it happened in 2018 or 2019 or 2020, whenever it happened. But I think they've already been arrested. I think that um, they're not telling us yet because if they did, like I mentioned earlier, there's still too many people out there that have and hold Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, all these skullduggery creeps and traitorous people, they hold them in high regard. And there would probably be rioting and all kinds of other stuff going on. There probably still will be when this comes out because a lot of these people probably don't even watch TV or they're too busy smoking crack or playing Xbox, and then they get activated when they get their little phone call from uh, the Soros Fund or from ActBlue or whoever. That's when they are like, okay, guys, you need to meet here. This is what we're protesting. Most of these people don't even know what they're protesting. They know that they probably just get okay, this is going to be level 5. You're going to destroy everything that you can, burn everything down. So that'll be what they're paid to do, and they're going to do it because they get paid $200 an hour or whatever to do it. Okay, so I think I think it's already been done. It's already in the works. What you're seeing right now on TV is the movie. A lot of us that have been in the trenches for a while know that this is the movie. It's not something that's actually happening right now. It's already happened. Um, the other thing that I find interesting, okay, Tulsi Gabbard, okay, she's the DNI, okay. Now, in her military career field, she was she was basically like a military spy, if you will. So I think that um, I think that she's been in on this here from pretty close to the beginning. Basically, I've gone back and looked at some of her videos of things that she was saying, and I could tell by watching that she was trying to restrain herself on saying certain things. But one thing that caught my eye, and this is one that's near and dear to the heart, is the stuff that's going on in Ukraine because that's where my fiance is at. She's still stuck there. I'm still trying to get her out of there. Um, but one of the big things about what's going on in Ukraine are the biolabs, and these are all United States government funded black project biolabs. And Tulsi Gabbard was on video, and this is before she switched parties. This is from a couple of years ago, talking about because she was in the military. Okay, she knew about this stuff because of being in the military, and she didn't agree with it, and she knew that it was bad. And it's not our military that's funding it. There might be some ex-military that are involved in it, but it's mostly CIA, DARPA, and what I call the military-industrial complex. Okay, plus our deep staters, our rhinos and Democrats that are either current or past in office in the United States, either right now or previous, that were involved in this. Okay, and we know for a fact, I know for a fact right now, Lindsey Graham is 100% involved. I know for a fact 100%. Um, I know for a fact 100% that these biolabs exist. I get my information from people that I know that are in Ukraine on the ground right now. And these are people that want to get out of there because they're being tracked by whomever. A lot of these people are disappearing. If they speak out, they disappear. Okay? So the whole Ukraine is a victim thing, eh, maybe so, but there's a lot of people there that don't know what's going on. They're the blind sheep that we have over here, like what we have. Okay? All they know is that there are drones coming in, and it is true. Um, Drones and missiles are coming in, and they're hitting residential areas, apartment buildings, things like that. But but I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to piss a lot of people off. But I think that that's the Azov Brigade doing that. They are Nazis, even though a lot of people over there say, "Oh, no, they're not. No, they're not." Well, they are. And they were the ones that were involved in the sniper stuff. They were the ones that were actually working, trying to work or trying to blame all the sniper stuff back in 2010, I think it was, 2009, 2010, where they were sniping protesters and trying to blame it on the Russians. That was the Azov Brigade that was doing that. They're Nazis. They were trying to pin it on Russia. But one of them got caught on the rooftop and got the crap beat out of him and eventually died of his beatings, but his uniform proved that he was Azov Brigade. He wasn't wearing a uniform. He had patches and some of his identification. So I know things about Ukraine. I've been looking into Ukraine for a couple of years now. And with the help of my fiance and other people that she's helped me get into contact with, um, we have uncovered a lot of stuff. And it's not just them telling me, I've got receipts. Okay. So I'm just saying it's deep state. That's what's going on. The bio labs, and it's and like oh, what the heck was her name? She was being interviewed um, by Congress, Newland, Victoria Newland, and she admitted that there were biolabs that we funded there for research. Well, she said research after, but when it came out, we knew that that was a blooper. It wasn't she wasn't supposed to say that. And interestingly enough, even some of the Republicans changed the story quickly, either because it was classified or because they didn't want that information getting out to the general public, but it did. So the main things that I'm trying to get at here: patience, because what you see happening on the TV live, it's all part of the script. Okay, in this case, the movie's already been filmed, edited, and ready for release. But in this case right here, we're just seeing the trailers. Okay, so the arrests, in my opinion, I think the arrests have already been made because they aren't going to put this stuff out right now. And this is the reason why I think that that they've already been arrested, is because this stuff's coming out, and a lot of these people have ways and means to get the hell out of Dodge quickly and disappear if they know that Bad Boys is coming knocking at their door pretty soon. So yeah, I think they've already been picked up. um, the real Joe Biden, it slipped in December of 2019 that he was already put down. Um, I also think that that Epstein didn't kill himself. I don't think that he's even dead. I think he got spirited out of there and he's on the witness protection program. Um, Funny thing is too, people complaining about Ghislaine Maxwell, about why is she in prison then? Well, I think she's probably in witness protection, or mainly being um, under protective custody. Yeah, Seth Black says the Q timeline is long gone. Yeah, I think we're well past that right now. We're at the point right now where it's our job to wake people up. If not wake them up, kind of put some people at ease and get them ready for what's about to hit. So I think they're arrested already. I think that what we're seeing right now is trailers from the movie, and there's rumors out there of an EBS. It was in the Q post. There was EBS and like what they call 10 Days of Darkness, and there was talked about that 10 days it was going to be the same thing playing like over and over on the TV, so to have everybody a chance to see it, no matter what channel you turn to, that's where it was going to be. Um, so that way everybody had a chance to see what was going on and that it would be put out there. But I think that that can still only happen when we get a certain percentage of the population that realizes that, yeah, there's more to this Epstein and Obama treason and all this other stuff than what they thought. There's a lot more to it. So just be patient. I hate to use the old adage that you're watching a movie. We're not actually watching the movie yet. I think we're just watching the trailers because the movie's coming. And like Seth said, the Q timeline is long gone. We're past that. We're at the point right now where everything's going to start coming out, but it has to come out in measured amounts because too much and things might not go so well. So, all right. I just want to put this out to the people out in chat. Is there anything that you have a question for me or that you think I should cover, or if I have an opinion on? We have about a 12 to 15-second lag in the chat, so I'll watch as your stuff comes in. I get stream chat coming in here as we're going. So I see that you guys are out there and active. But if you have any questions for me, if you have a question for me on what my thoughts are on something, if I don't know or if I don't have a thought on it, I'll tell you. But if I have an idea, I'll tell you what I think. I probably won't be right, but I can give you my best guess. Um, so, but let me kind of go back through the chat a little bit. So, Wolvie was talking about pamphlet infiltrated. We knew that way back. And that's when, right around that time is when they basically kicked everybody out of Patriot Soapbox. So Rudy Land was actually part of that, but we got cut off. And so we decided to do our own thing, which was a good thing because our group of people back then, we had hundreds. But then it got to the point where we had that people that were involved with IRL media and researching and part of the shows and everything that we did, 85 people strong. We had a lot of researchers out there and some damn good ones too. Um, Now, it's like with IRL media kind of going on that hiatus for about 3 years there, and me pretty much just now coming back and getting back into it. Right now, it's just me, myself, and I, and a couple of my buddies that come and watch the streams when I put them out. But lately, I've only been doing the streams when I feel a need to clarify some things. I was trying to do some other things in the past. I may still do those because I'm very interested um, and it's mainly because of the things that were going on now. If we know that what we're finding out now for the last couple of decades about how we've been lied to and deceived, how far back does that go? How long have we been lied to and deceived going back further than the 1800s? Okay. So on lifting the veil, I'll get into that. I'm working on some big stuff with that, but I'm just going to put it into one recorded documentary and put that out. That's coming along. I haven't been working on it as much, but I think that's important. And then the other reason that I was doing the campfire and that I may still do some more is because of the dumbs and the underground crap that they're doing when they're messing with DNA, DNA splicing and all that crazy stuff and what they're doing, and some of the things that are being reported above ground right now, especially after some of the earthquakes. I think they were some of the dumbs getting blown up. Oh, and now speaking of dumbs, Kerr, Texas floods. I have it under. I'm not 100%, and I want to believe it. That's all true, but there are a lot of people that were apparently involved in some of the other stuff of taking dumbs out, and there were certain people, military spec ops and whatever, that were not real happy with being blamed for their stuff is what caused the flooding in Kerr, because a lot of people were seeing that water was coming up out of the ground. They were blaming it on the flooding. Um, I just want to tell you guys, with all the weather modification and all that other stuff that's going on, the deep state has a lot of tricks up their sleeves. So I can, I would say with 90% assurity that it wasn't white hats that had anything to do with that. Okay, with Kerr, Texas, or with any of the other places that are flooding. So, where was I? Okay, so let's see. I'm just looking to see if anybody had any questions out there. Uh, I'm not seeing any. I think more than 15 seconds has transpired. So, again, patience. One other thing I wanted to talk about that kind of has my feathers ruffled a little bit. My spidey senses up. I forget exactly who put it out, but a letter came out from somebody up in the Florida government. I don't know if it's, or maybe if it's with military, or it could be like the Attorney General's office. But apparently there has been some intel that there are certain groups that are going to be targeting retired military in the state of Florida, specifically those that worked in the Middle East. Afghanistan, Iraq, and Syria are the three places that they mentioned. And if this happens, this is specifically 100% Joe Biden's fault because of the way that they pulled out of Afghanistan. They left a lot of equipment there, and a lot of stuff fell in the hands of um, Taliban. And I think a lot of that also has to do what's going on in Syria right now against the Druze. So I'm not going to get too deep into the Druze stuff because I just been reading about it for the last couple of days. I still need to find out more information, but it sounds to me like um, I don't think it's ISIS. I think it's more Al Qaeda-ish, but they're targeting Druze. They're um, RPGing and mortaring houses. They're kidnapping people and disappearing them. So there's a lot going on there. I'm going to look into that too a little bit. So much going on. It's like I'm afraid I'm going to miss something. But the main thing is just making sure everybody takes a deep breath, um, relax, because whatever is going to happen has already happened. Things when they talk about our special forces, a lot of times they mention SEALs, but we have a lot of special forces that are involved. Um, they're very silent and very quiet about how they do their work. They're very efficient, and they can do things when people don't even know it happened. So I think all, if not most of these people have already been arrested. Certain ones are probably still out there, or in the case of like Joe Biden, after 2019, they're wearing a mask. Okay, so central casting, a lot of these grade B actors and actresses actually got some work um, to do the last couple of years playing a part. I think that's why Trump mentioned central casting a lot because we have a lot of actors and actresses that are playing parts of people that we think we know. I mean, if you look at pictures of people, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Hillary Clinton, even Obama, you look at what they're showing you right now, they look, if you look at the one thing is the ears don't lie. Everybody's ear shape is like a fingerprint, okay? No two ears are the same. And when you take a look at somebody's ears and compare them, whether they sit up higher, lower, further back, further forward, the swirls inside the earlobe, if they have a dimple in the earlobe, and all that stuff, okay? It's like a fingerprint. And a lot of these things aren't matching up. So I know Roydie and I talk a lot pretty much every day, and we talk about all the people that we think are central casting that are wearing a mask. And it's funny because you see a few posts out there from people on X and other places that they put a picture up and say, wait a minute, these people don't look the same. Is this a mask? But there's other people out there talking about clones. I don't know that I want to go that far yet, if I want to be that woo-woo. But there's other stuff that's going on out there that is definitely woo-woo. So, all right. I think that's about it, everybody. I'm not getting any more stuff out in the chat. If you all could that are out there, look in the description. I just started a GoFundMe. Give, Send, Go was just crap. I wasn't getting support. The only people that got a hold of me are people that wanted money to help me out, and like a lot of money. And if I had that money, I would send that money myself. So I had a lot of people telling me that I should do a GoFundMe, and I did. I went with GoFundMe, and within a couple of minutes of posting it just on X, I already had like 46 people saw it, and 3 or 4 people liked it. It was reposted 3 or 4 times, and I got messages from 3 different people about what they can do to help me. Um, so I didn't even get that. I had to have friends of mine give them the link and ask them if they could post it for me for Give Send Go. So I think Give Send Go is, well, any of the people that I talk to from there and the people that support them, um, when I talk to them in person, they're like, "Oh, sorry, we can't help you with that." So, but anyway, I've got that, and then I've got my sponsors. I've got forpatriots.com. They've got awesome specials going on right now. They've always got buy one get two free or buy one get three free. Um, they got EMP Shield. I've always got a 50% off if you click on my link. But then if you buy stuff in bulk, you get like another $20 to $200 off depending on how many you buy. So you can double those savings. So those are my two sponsors that I work with is EMP Shield and For Patriots. For Patriots, what I like about them, their food, it's all real stuff. It's not like the veggie stuff like the other place. I'm not going to mention their name, that what they're putting out. This is all real food, and it's all got a shelf life as long as you don't open it, and it'll keep on in storage for up to 25 years. Um, so really good stuff, quality. It tastes good, and you look at the pricing on it. You can, for the amount of food that you get just off of buying one kit, is cheaper than even going to Walmart to get food, for the quality and how much you get. So enough on that. Everybody, heads on a swivel. You don't ever know what's going to happen, who's around, who's going to pull some snaky shit. Um, do your own research. Get out there and look around. If you have any questions, hit me up. Maybe we can do some research on some stuff together. I miss doing that, working in group research. And one thing I want to say is if your research isn't leading you back to Jesus Christ, you're looking at the wrong place. So, be safe out there. God bless everybody out there on the other side of the screen, and I'll see you soon. Take care.